Ahsoka, Episode 3, titled Part 3, Time to Fly. Again, it's not called Let's Fly with me, because that's the easy thing to do. I mean, jokingly and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, this episode is, like, the weird thing about it is, like, we all heard that, okay, this is going to be a short episode, this is going to be, like, around 30 minutes, and we all go, ugh. 30 minutes? For God's sakes. Like, what's with these Disney Plus shows being 30 minutes long? Why can't they be like a 40 and 50-minute episode like a Western TV? It isn't a sitcom. Why does it have to be 30 minutes? Is it a budget thing? Is it just one writing thing? I mean, it's 8 parts, Think if we add all the thing, right now it's 2 hours. Actually, think about it, yeah, it's roughly 2 hours if you add all the times and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so basically it's 2 hours. But we're like, okay, here we go. It's going to feel rushed. It's not going to feel like any sort of pace. It's not going to feel like you're feeling. Like the moment it feels like the episode has a sort of momentum, it just ends. So we all were waiting for that, right? In this episode, I felt, literally it's 3 scenes. You got 4 scenes. Technically it's 4 long scenes. And the stuff in this I really like. Like, I like the opening scene with Savine and Ahsoka. Savine is training into... Like, it's been a while since she's been trained. It's been a while since Ahsoka was apparently, decided, I'll be your master. So, Savine is training. She's a hell of a lot rusty. And we see Ahsoka training her. Even though I did feel like that scene could have easily be a couple seconds too... The thing about this episode, even though it's 3 minutes long, there was bits and pieces I was like, cut that. Sure, that scene out. And even though I liked the first, I'll say, 6 minutes of the episode, I was like, you know what? How many times do I need to see Ahsoka whacking Savine with a stick, or at least tapping, and then Savine with this blind hood on, like in episode New Hope, like Luke did, and going go over here. No, I'm over here. You die. Like blindly trying to attack Ahsoka with a stick. And Ahsoka's like, I'm just going to tap you on the shoulder to prove you were wrong. Literally, I feel like, okay, maybe once, maybe twice, but don't do it 7 times before, the scene kind of wraps, moves forward. You got more stuff doing with Rebels hinting and Rebels... here's the thing, I will say this, all the stuff hinting about Rebels, all the stuff that is leading and trying to, recap Rebels for people who didn't see Rebels, because let's be honest, the average girl haven't seen Rebels, it's the anime show, the average girl just watches the live action stuff, and that's kind of it. And with Rebels, there's a lot of baggage you're doing 4 seasons of television, so I feel like they, in episode 2 and episode 3, that they have done a more better job of recapping and getting people into speed of okay, this is what happened in this other show that you may have not watched. Not episode 1 where it's like, oh yeah, we just assume you guys know who these characters are. No, no. If I Google it, half of these characters are dead. And all that, but for sure. But there's a scene with Hera trying to convince, hey, we're going to, we need some help. There's people over here. They're trying to find Grand Admiral Thrawn, and everyone's outside of Grand Martha. Jesus, why am I blanking on that character's name? Grand Martha. After Grand Martha. All the others are like, oh, we understand. Well, we believe Grand Admiral is dead, and we all know you kind of want to find Ezra. So we kind of feel that there's a kind of personal vendetta attached to us, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's a good job of recapping what happened with Rebels and what happened in that show. Better than again episode 1. But then you got two scenes where Ahsoka intervened that I was like, okay, this is just the training stuff. I quite like it. I even like the scene between Ahsoka and Sabine talking about the Force and how the Force is not easily mastered and all that, and how a simple Ahsoka doing the simple hand, a cup moving to the hand. Even though, I don't know, did that effect look a little bit cheaply to you? I thought it would just fly into her hand, not like step cross, like just jump to one and to the other into her hand. I don't know. Just me. Just thought it was a bit odd. But then the rest of the episode is just one big action sequence where they're at this base, they're at the location that they want. They have followed this the tracker that Howard put on at the end of episode 2 onto the ship, and it leads to this area, and it equals this one big action sequence. And there's cool stuff in it, I won't lie. There's some really good, interesting moments. And it does look like this is the episode where they put most of the money into it. Because it always feels like there's one action sequence per one of these Disney Plus shows that is completely like a movie, and we keep joke about, well, there goes their budget. I don't think they have that much of a budget left now. Because there's a lot that happened. That's like an 8-minute sequence. That is not cheap. That's not cheap at all. Like, there's the idea of like Ahsoka going to space, a Jedi going into space with lightsabers, ready to take care of some, X-wings or Star Destroyers and all kinds of stuff. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's great. But I was like, okay, this is like, oddly enough, this is meant to be an action sequence, and it's really, action sequence. It's meant to give you a dream. It's meant to give you a fuck yeah kind of feel, right? And honestly, it's kind of, I'm like, this feels a bit slow. Why are these action sequences a bit slow? And I'm wondering if Dave Filoni is trying to, who's the creator of the show, is trying to do so much original trilogy, like a original trilogy action sequence, like with lightsabers. It's just like in the original trilogy, it is literally connect part away, connect part away. So I'm wondering if they're trying to do that. I'm wondering if he's trying to do that, and same with the space battles, trying to make it so OG original with the modern technology. I'm wondering if that's the situation that we're having. And it's an interesting experiment. Could you just go for the tone that the original films did in its action and still make it fun and wicked and all that? But no, so it could be the sense like he created Clone Wars, he created Rebels, he created Bad Batch, where he dive into animation, and it could be like not yet finding out what works in animation that doesn't work in live action. In the dialogue, in the rhythm, and that side of things. I mean, it could be that, but one of the complaints a lot of people had with last week was that, the action sequences, definitely when it came to the lightsaber battles, that it felt a bit slow. I was like, what, I'm wondering if, they're trying to go for the original trilogy kind of feel. And maybe it's a little bit too much of it. It feels like Wonder Woman 1984, where it's like, you want to do a giant love letter to the Witch and Superman, to the point you just make a Wonder Woman movie that could have easily been made in the 80s and in 2020, and everyone's like, we love those films, we love the Witch and Superman, but I think in 2020 we want to move past from that, which sucks because I was born in 96 and I love the original Superman. So that when I ate that film up, one on 1984, just because it was that. But anyway, yeah, Man of Steel and Superman 78, kind of neck to neck with me. But anyway, comment below what you thought of this episode of Ahsoka. Let me know.